Welcome to lesson 58 in the series of Teach the Shot, the Swings for Free. Now, you regular subscribers know that over the last couple of years I've been at pains to teach you how to hit all the various shots and the method behind that and the principles, in the belief that if I teach you those shots from good grip and good posture, i.e. sound preparation, that if you improvise the shot from that preparation, you end up with the swing that we both want. So a bit like a driving instructor really, my job is to get you through your test on 3 pedals, a wheel and a handbrake. And that's what I hope I've done. I've got you driving the car, I've got you operating the vehicle well, and yet you've not had to worry too much about how the gearbox works or how the clutch works or the brake fluid. Those are finer details. However, having learned to pass your test and to operate the vehicle on the road, it's not a bad thing sometimes to know a bit more detail about the specific working parts. So I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we will always be looking at the shot first and the swing second. But lots of people who study the swing have asked me to give a little bit more detail about how the swing works. So really that's going to be the principle of the next few lessons. We're going to look at the swing in more detail, remembering that that will always be the servant of hitting the shot. When I first started teaching golf, I was about 16 years of age, and I would go out and give a pupil 3 bits of information. Lesson 2, 3 or 4 more bits of information. And the net result of that, of course, was after 10 lessons with me, the poor pupil had a 30-piece jigsaw puzzle in their head, but no lid or no overview. So, what I want to show you today is the overview of the swing and then its detail. Now, if I take this stake and imagine hitting the stake in the ground with a hammer, this is what's called a blow in plane. That's a glancing blow, and that's a blow in plane. And from the side, you can see that the arc of the hammer that delivers the blow is circular, broadly circular movement. If there's a really big movement, it'd be a big circle. If I lay the stake on the ground, it's as though my golf club were driving the stake along the floor. The blow is still one that's in plane. The journey of the hammerhead or the club head is the thing that strikes the ball. So what I want to show you, and you'll be familiar with it by now, is my swing training aid, Explanar. For me, Explanar is the lid of the jigsaw puzzle. If I put a pupil into Explanar and set it at their right angle, or the correct angle for their body, really I'm giving them the whole picture. So Explanar is not perfect, any more than a little bicycle with training wheels is not perfect balance, but it's a great training aid. The Explanar is the same. It gives you a broad understanding of the golf swing. The fine detail can then be examined. This is quite a famous training aid now called the Orange Whip Trainer, but what I want to show you is that in broad terms, the end of the golf club represents the hammerhead. The journey of the Orange Whip Trainer can be seen working with Explanar. And you can see already that the arc is elliptical, okay? Now, if I was Jim Furyk, this orange whip could be going all over the place. But whether you're Jim Furyk or Tiger Woods, you'll all be somewhere close to plane. So, this is a very simple training aid, nice flexible shaft with a grip, but with this heavy weighted orange ball on the end. If I swing it around my body, it gives you an overview of the swing. Okay, I could be wristed like Bobby Jones in the 30s. I could be all dynamic like Tiger Woods in the 2000s. But the thing remains that the end of the club face strikes the ball. So if I turn sideways and I drive that wooden peg along the ground, the hammerhead or the club head is swung on a plane around my body. Now, if I were a robot, the orange on the end of the whip would go up and down on the same plane. But the fact of the matter is, because we're human beings, that orange ball can take a slightly circuitous journey and change planes. But the business end has to strike that peg squarely. So there's room for variety and choice. And when we step into Explanar in a minute, you might think that the swing plane is constant. But don't be deceived, the tip of the club, or the orange in this case, is allowed to move and change planes. So, stepping into Explanar again, you can see the journey of the orange ball is wider than the hoop. It comes down and it's wider again. If I play different shots, like a fade, you will see the orange ball live well above Explanar. If I'm hitting a draw, it will stay close to it and end up on the plane fin. So there we have it. The idea of this lesson is to look and to examine the golf swing, but always in the context that the swing is there to serve the shot. And we're not going to depart from teaching the shot, the swings for free. But over the next few weeks, we're going to understand the swing in more detail.